Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking the code on what is basically the ultimate modern dream, building a highly profitable, fully automated digital business. If you've ever found yourself wondering how top creators are actually generating passive revenue while they sleep, without all that fluff or the fake guru theories, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's dive in. So here's the big one. How do you actually build a profitable digital business on autopilot? It really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? There's just so much noise out there right now, so today, we're skipping all the theory, we're stripping that all away, and diving straight into the exact nuts and bolts mechanics of what is actually working in the real world right now. And just to prove that this strategy is rooted in absolute reality, let's look at one specific number. $14 million. That is the revenue generated by digital strategist Maria Went. $14 million, made entirely from digital products. So this isn't some pipe dream, right? It's a proven, highly scalable system. Today, we're breaking down the exact architecture behind numbers exactly like this. And trust me, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this whole explainer because the details matter. Here is our exact blueprint for today. 1. The low-ticket funnel magic. 2. Finding a profitable niche. 3. The 3-step funnel blueprint. 4. Building your tech stack. And finally, 5. Funnel mistakes to avoid. Let's get right to it. Section 1. The low-ticket funnel magic, turning small sales into big wins. Okay, so let's completely challenge this massive myth that you have to sell $1,000 items to make real money online. You really don't. A low-ticket funnel is essentially a super simple sales system that starts with a digital product priced somewhere between, say, $7 and $47. It solves one immediate problem for the buyer, and then it naturally leads them to your higher value offers. The experts over at DreamPro actually call this the Costco sample approach, which I absolutely love. Think about it. You're giving people a tiny, really high-quality taste of your brilliance before asking them to commit to buying the whole box. So why is this so insanely effective? Well, basically, it completely obliterates the barrier to entry. Look, most people are not going to drop $1,000 on a total stranger on the internet, but they will happily trade $17 for a really juicy resource that fixes a very specific headache they have right now. And the exact moment they pull out their wallet, even if it's just for a few bucks, they cross this massive psychological threshold. They go from being a freebie seeker to an actually invested customer. Plus, those front-end sales immediately fund your marketing and ad spend, which creates this beautiful, self-sustaining machine. Moving on to Section 2, finding a profitable niche, the foundation of your funnel. Now that we have the overarching strategy, what should you actually be selling? Let's look at some truly fascinating 2026 data from Podbase. Take tech accessories, for example. Things like custom phone cases. They only cost about €10 to produce on demand, but they sell for up to €60. That is an incredible margin. Then you have digital products, right? Things like templates and planners. These have massive margins because there is absolutely zero inventory and zero shipping to worry about. And look at the pet category. Get this, 32% of holiday shoppers buy gifts for their pets. I mean, it's a highly emotional, high-spend market that is just waiting to be tapped into. But listen, the absolutely most crucial insight from that Podbase data is this. You have to define your niche as an audience, not as a product. Trying to sell generic phone cases, that's just a race to the bottom. But selling phone cases specifically designed for night shift nurses? Now that is a highly specific, profitable niche. In fact, the data shows that sellers who target one specific audience actually scale about 32% faster than generalists. So remember this, specificity is literally your absolute greatest growth hack. All right, Section 3, the 3-step funnel blueprint, structuring the sale. Now let's build all this into a totally seamless customer journey using some brilliant examples from DreamPro and Content Sparks. Step 1 is your front-end offer. Let's say it's a productivity planner for $27. Right as they go to checkout, you introduce Step 2, which is an order bump. This needs to be a total no-brainer add-on, like $9 companion templates. Then, right after they check out, they are instantly redirected to Step 3, a higher ticket upsell, maybe a $47 mini course on organization. So completely automatically, a simple $27 purchase naturally flows into a much higher average order value. But here is where the real magic actually happens. Maria Went's data reveals this staggering difference in conversion rates, and it's based purely on where you send your traffic. A standard, generic storefront checkout typically converts at a pretty dismal 1%, but a highly optimized, dedicated checkout page, that can convert at up to 25%. Think about that for a second. That is a massive multiplier in your revenue for the exact same amount of traffic. So how do you actually achieve that 25%? Well, you have to obsess over the micro details. First up, always ask for billing and shipping addresses. Even if you're only selling digital products, unmatched addresses are a huge reason banks decline transactions. Second, require email confirmation so a simple typo doesn't lead to lost products and angry customers. And here is my absolute favorite psychological trick. Use dotted outlines around your pricing. Seriously, deep in our subconscious, a dotted outline triggers the psychology of a physical tearaway coupon. It literally tricks the brain into feeling like it's scoring a special deal. It is wild how well that works. Section 4. Building your tech stack. Tools of the trade. Okay, so you've got the strategy, but what software actually runs this whole blueprint? You essentially have two main routes you can take here. Marketing expert Stuart Gauld highly recommends System.io. It's this fantastic free all-in-one platform that you can literally set up in 20 minutes. It's got built-in emails, courses, everything. Absolutely perfect if you're a beginner. On the flip side, Maria Wendt totally swears by Samcart. Now, Samcart is a premium, dedicated checkout tool that is relentlessly optimized for maximum conversions. If you want that 25% conversion rate and you want to use that dotted line psychology we just talked about, Samcart is the absolute beast you want for scaling up. Zooming out for a second, the holy trinity of your automated business basically looks like this. You need a funnel builder, so that's your Thrivecart, Samcart, or System.io. Next, you need an email automator, like ActiveCampaign or Drip, to handle all those follow-up sequences. And finally, you need a social automator, like ManyChat. When you get these three pieces of software actually talking to each other, your business literally runs itself. Let's actually look at exactly how that social automation captures traffic. Step 1. You post an Instagram reel with some simple text and a really clear call to action. Step 2. A viewer comments a specific keyword. Let's say they type the word guide. Step 3. ManyChat instantly slides right into their DMs with the link to your optimized checkout page. It is brilliant. You post a piece of content just once, and it instantly becomes this tireless 24/7 automated salesperson delivering warm leads directly into your funnel. Section 5. Funnel mistakes to avoid. Why most funnels fail. Okay, so we know what works, but what actually destroys funnel economics? The team over at EdiTools found that fixing just a few common flaws can actually boost your conversions by up to 60%. And it usually starts as a bit of a cautionary tale, right? Creators target way too broad of an audience without a clear ideal customer profile. That leads directly to landing pages with muddy, unclear value propositions. Then they start to panic and they pitch their really expensive products way too early in their emails before building any actual trust. Add in the fact that they completely ignore what their checkout looks like on mobile, which, let's be honest, is where most people are actually buying. And they fail to track their conversion rate stage by stage. Honestly, when you stack all those up, it's no wonder people drop off. But you know what? Perhaps the most fatal mistake of all is just getting completely paralyzed by over-researching. Podbase data brilliantly illustrates the reality here. Sellers with 5 products live within 30 days are ahead of 80% of stores. 80%. So look, give yourself a week to evaluate and then just ship it. Launch fast, get it out there into the world, and let real buyer behavior and actual real-world sales pick the winning idea for you. And there you have it. That is your complete blueprint. You now know the low-ticket strategy, you know the deep psychology of the checkout page, and you have the exact tech stack you need to automate the whole shebang. So, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. What highly specific audience are you going to conquer first? Let us know down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.